Now let's return to our sugar and water example, because the chapter proves this point beautifully. Take a glass of water. Add 2 teaspoons of sugar. Don't stir. Now taste a teaspoon of water from the top of the glass. It's not too sweet, right? The sugar has settled to the bottom, not yet mixed in. Now stir it until the sugar is completely dissolved. Taste the top layer again. The sweet sugar is definitely there. You can taste it, but you can't see a single grain of sugar. Where did it go? When sugar dissolves, it breaks down into its constituent particles, Ma. These particles are so small that they enter the spaces between the water particles and disappear from our sight. These spaces between the particles are called interparticle spaces.
Activities 7.1 and 7.2 support the idea that matter is composed of a large number of extremely small particles. These particles are so small that they cannot be seen even through an ordinary microscope. But where did the sugar go? The tiny sugar particles separate and occupy the available spaces between the water particles. These spaces between the particles are known as interparticle spaces. Chalk and sugar can both be broken down into their constituent particles. But how are the constituent particles held together to form the solid pieces we see? 7.2 What decides different states of matter? The constituent particles of matter are held together through forces which are attractive in nature. These forces are called interparticle attractions. The strength of these attractions depends on the nature of the substance and the interparticle distance. Even a slight increase in the distance decreases the interparticle forces drastically. The strength of these forces ultimately decides the physical state of the substances. Our scientific heritage. Do you know that since ancient times, people have been thinking about how far things could be broken down and what is matter made up of? Acharya Kanad, an ancient Indian philosopher, first spoke about the idea of a Parmanu atom. He believed that matter is made up of tiny, indivisible eternal particles called Parmanu. This idea was written in his work called Vaisheshika Sutras.